Hello and welcome to the island with me, BonBonB. I'm BonBonB, you're very welcome. Yes, it's my very own city build on my very own island build. And I'm having a heck of a lot of fun with it. It's one of those things I wish I had more time for, but of course I am so bogged down with everything that I just keep myself too busy all of the time. Now, today's build isn't going to be as productive as normal. I'm going to make sure there's a little detailed area for you to enjoy, but we're going to be doing a lot of work with Traffic Manager and such, as well as setting up a bus route, because it's about time my citizens didn't have to walk to and from work. So, bus routes today, detailed area today as well. It's also going to be the last episode of its kind. There will be more coming, but it's going to be a little bit different and a little bit restricted. More about that later on. Let's not worry, let's try and enjoy today's episodes first of all. Right, let's start off with, as always, going up to map view and having a look at the little bit of work we'll be doing today. I want to pop in a car dealership. I figure right about here should be a fun place for that, right near the rail. And then also I want to upgrade the high school, give them a gym and also put some fencing around the outside. I'm not going to finish the high school today, but it'll make me feel a little bit more secure about the high school. On top of that, of course, all the work that I said we'd be doing with Traffic Manager. Now, one of the things we'll be doing with Traffic Manager is crosswalks. This has been bugging me for the longest time, and because nobody tells me these things, because I don't get my hands dirty in game often enough, I thought Traffic Manager got rid of your crosswalks. Well, it does, but it needs some help, and it needs some help from another mod called Hide TMPE Crosswalks by kian.zarrin. So you need both of them. I think they just sort of like that second mod hikes on the back of the first one, and then basically you open up Traffic Manager, and as you can see here, you just tell it which crosswalks you want in place and which you don't. Now, I'm not taking all of the crosswalks out because I still want my pedestrians to be able to get across the roads quite easily, and it's not a huge city centre style build, so we don't have too many needs for little pedestrian bridges here and there. Crosswalks are going to do absolutely fine. Although I still prefer zebra crossing because I'm in the UK. Let's hear it from the UK viewers, shall we? So anyway, yes, this is... I'm not taking everyone out when there are too close together. I'm putting them on the opposite sides of junctions. And maybe it's not strictly the most accurate, but you know what? I'm okay. Just want to get rid of some of these. There are way too many. Way too many. And so all cleaned up now. So yes, I have some plans for today, like the high school, definitely going to work on the high school, and also in terms of parking, there's the realistic parking option in Traffic Manager as well, which we're going to make better use of. Because at the moment we have a lot of cars parked up this dirt track, and that doesn't feel right. So what we'll be doing, there's no parking on these grass-lined roads. I'm going to be upgrading those, or downgrading those, I guess, to allow for all the residents there to be able to park on the streets outside of their houses, meaning that mud track will be free. Hopefully. there's the plan. Right, so car dealership, and what better than Miyagi Motors? This is a great little asset, very popular asset as well. Very nice. Comes with some props and such, but I'll be doing my own prop work today with this one. Now the thought behind this one is MrMiyagi, a lovely guy that he is a little bit of a wheeler dealer. You know, he'll buy your old motor vehicle off of you and give you a cruddy price for it. So his second-hand dealership is the thing. But yeah, no, he's got a great shop front. But we're going to do a little tucked away hidden area where things that shouldn't be seen can be put away and to one side. Right, whilst I do some of this detailing, let me tell you a little bit about what's going to be happening with this show. The problem is, for me, as a YouTuber who wants to be growing, is that, well, the show hasn't proven to be popular enough. It's actually, view-wise, fairly, well, I mean, it's down towards the bottom end of the popularity of the stuff that I put out there. Now, the people that love it, and you're watching this, it means you almost certainly love it. So, which is great. Thank you very much for that. But the people that don't, well, they're just not into it. They come to me for other reasons. And the problem for me now is because of the way that the YouTube analytics works, is if a video isn't very popular, then it doesn't promote the next show so highly from that creator. And well, that's not very helpful to me. So every time I upload an episode of The Island, it immediately affects the views on my next 2 or 3 episodes of anything else as well, be it tutorials or what maps or whatever. And that's just no good to me as a creator. What I need is for people to watch the show, and then that will then promote the next show, and then you get a rolling mechanic going on. Sadly though, the Island Let's Play that you're watching now, these just bring my channel down, and it shouldn't be. It should be the other way. These are the sort of shows that should be heavily watched, aren't they? So I want to keep going with this because I'm enjoying the build. I've got very few options. Either to stop doing it, move it to my second channel. I want this on my main channel. I want this. So the plan is I am going to continue doing the island, but it is going to become Patreon and YouTube members only. Now, don't think that, oh my goodness, you're going to charging me to watch this. Yeah, but you're going to get a heck of a lot more if you do sign up to become a BonBonB buddy. So you're looking at $2 a month, and for those $2 a month, you're not just getting the island, and this isn't going to be every month. I'm going to be doing an update every couple of months probably. So yeah, and it's not going to be a highly polished video like this one. It will be live Let's Play. It'll be as I'm doing. I'll be talking as I'm building. So there is that. You'll be getting a real-time build out of it. On top of that, I have a new show, What's Map Extra, which is the companion show to What's Map, which is something I've been wanting to do for a long time, and that is up and running now. On top of that, I do a weekly show called The Schedule Show, where I spend half an hour going through the workshop, trying to choose which maps we'll be doing the following week. So that's half an hour. The What's Map Extra is up to about an hour, so you're getting an hour and a half of extra footage every single week for your £2 a month, which I think is good value. I think that's very good value. But hey, that's my opinion. And I'm allowed to have that opinion. So yes, if you want to continue keeping up with the Island Let's Play, that will be available over on Patreon and YouTube membership. Be glad to have you there. Be lovely to have a whole bunch of new buddies to talk to over there as well. So not only that, not only do you get all those extra shows, but you get the hotline, so you can message me directly and get a fairly quick, I mean, not always instantaneously, but usually within a day or so you'll get a direct response. And so if you've got any questions, any feedback, then you'll get a response directly from me there. So that's pretty cool. That's for Patreon. The YouTube membership doesn't allow me for that. It's a strange setup with YouTube and Patreon. You think they'd be exactly the same, and they're not. So I can allow some stuff with one and some stuff with the other, and never the twain shall meet. It's a weird thing. But yes, if you become a Patreon BonBonB buddy, then yes, you get the hotline as well. And then there are tiers. There are extra tiers as well, so that if you're feeling more generous, you get more rewards for your buck as well, which is nice. And of course, it helps me out as well. But at the end of the day, I'd rather have a whole host of people on the $2 membership than just like half a dozen people on the top membership. So don't feel that there's any pressure for you to spend as much money. No. Just whatever you can afford. That's if you want to continue following the island, of course. Right now, as you can see, I've been working on this area, and I'm trying to find the right trees. I've got so many trees. Yeah, I can't believe how many trees I've got now. So I've got a few of these cypress trees. I think these were the Pedalmo trees. I might be wrong on that one. And then what we're going to do is around the back of these trees here, we're going to have a little discard area where Mr. Miyagi, when he comes and collects your second-hand car from you, and he can't repair it, he's got to dump it somewhere, and so he has a little dumping ground around the back here, which I'm going to. Shall we move the tin hut forward a little bit? Tin hut, I believe, is Beard Monkey, but yeah, these are just scrap cars. I think most of them are Beard Monkey. Some of them may be from someone else. I cannot remember now. Too many notes. But yes, if you search for scrap cars or crash cars, I'm sure it's scrap cars, you find all of those. That's all very neat. Right, so next up, I have just grabbed the dirt track from the very top using Picker Mod, and I'm just going to use this to make this area feel a little bit underworked, but heavily used. Does that make sense? Yeah, I think I can deal with that one. And then we're just going to maybe a couple of decals in there as well, just to try and make it look like the mud road is carrying on just a little bit onto, just a little bit of tweaking going on here, and there you go. That's the baby. That's the baby. I like that. Oh, that'll do. That will do. What we do behind the other cypress trees, I'm not sure right now. I'll find something. Right, next up, bus routes, I guess, because it's been a while. We put the bus route, the bus depot in a while ago, and here's me trying to remember how to set up a bus route. It's been so long since I set one up in anger. Anyway, so the plan is I want to get a bus route out to the station there, then up into the high street, the little area there. And then I just want to get the bus into and around these residential areas. People don't mind walking a little way to the bus, so I don't mind not having a bus stop every corner. We'll just get that one in and through, and then we'll be looping it back around, stopping outside the high school so kids can get on the bus to high school. One opposite the bus depot, sorry, train depot. One in the little the office area there. I thought about doing the utility area, but maybe we'll have a second bus route going out to there, and then one coming down. I think we'll have it stop in the industrial area, fairly central, and then people can walk from there to their factory unit, and then we can complete back round to here. And I think that should do when we start the simulation up a little bit later on. A little bit of detailing down here. This is something I've been meaning to do for a long while, but I keep forgetting to switch prop snapping on. Now I've got it switched on. There's no excuse for me not to do this. And that is a few billboards, because we've got this big old chunk of granite going on here. And so we're getting a few of these, and these are the vanilla billboards. Nothing special about these ones. You've got access to these ones. And what we'll do is I'm going to clip these up against the wall at a ordinary sort of height, and we are gonna have just a little bit of color, to the environment. So yeah, yes, it's been so long. So yeah, this won't be every single month, because if you guys would like tutorials and all the other good stuff that I like to get out there, well, something has to give, and I can't absolutely guarantee that the island will be every single month. I mean, we may get 2 or 3 months back to back with output, and then there may be nothing for a couple of months. A lot just depends. It's all down to time. But yes, I am hoping to get to a point sometime in the next few months where we can get out of this start square and start spreading our wings into different areas. We've got the 2 rivers. I want to get across those 2 rivers, one in each direction. We're going to have a university campus on one side. Across the other side, we've got the old town to come. Looking forward to actually using a few old town assets in there. What else are we going to do on the other side? Oh yes, like a casino run. We're going to have a shopping mall area as well, like a modern style shopping mall. Not the American style though. I'm not a big fan of these out of town big box stores. It's not something I'm massively huge on, but we'll find a way of putting something together that feels quite modern and fresh. Right, so that's that done. Let's have a look at the school then. First of all, I want to get some fencing around it. A lot of these high schools have fencing around it for security. Also stops the kids from just running off. Oh, I don't want to be here anymore. Well, you have to leave by the main gate with permission. So yeah, we'll back in the day, I mean, when I was at high school, there was no lock front gate. Things have changed. Things have changed so much. In fact, the high school that I was at has changed a heck of a lot. When I was there, it was all boys. And just recently, they've started accepting girls. Who knew? Who knew? I was chatting with one of the school kids about the changes, because they've got houses. They've changed the houses since I was there. How dare they? All that history, all the years of the house champion of that year in the football, or house champions in the chess or in the athletics or whatever. Well, we've got a different set of houses now, and it makes me very sad that we've thrown away all of that tradition just because we've got girls in. Great, lovely, great. I mean, mixed school, amazing. But yeah, they apparently got different houses now. I don't know. Anyways, what's next? Basketball court, because it's vanilla, and I wanted something sporty in there that was vanilla. And then this is vanilla as well. I'm going to use this as a sports hall. It's actually from the Industries DLC. It's a warehouse. But sports halls are basically just warehouses with playing surfaces, aren't they? Sort of. I'm going to block up a couple of these doors though with billboards turned backwards, so that it looks slightly less like a warehouse. Slightly. That's the plan anyway. The other side don't mind too much with the doors on that side, but yes, we can just pretend that this is indeed a sports hall, because I mean it's got the right shape and size and dimensions for a high school sports hall. I'm good with this one. It looks a little bit like the sports hall at my old high school, which has got girls in it now. Did I mention that? Oh, it's mind blowing. Now, next one is I'm using Bob, the tree and prop replacer, because I want to get rid of these vanilla trees. They're ugly old trees. As you'll see, it takes me a while to find some trees that I'm happy with. So you'll see some sort of weird tree. Can't see the basketball court. And then you just got the flowers. I set off with a bottle brush in the end. Just a small little decorative tree. And we're going to use some planters around the feet of them as well, so they are not just growing out of the concrete. But yeah, fancy letting girls into an all-boys school. I had this discussion actually with one of the boys, and I said, and you know, I'm approving of the uniform, the new uniforms, and the girls are allowed to wear trousers. And the boy then responded, yes, and the boys are allowed to wear skirts. And I'm thinking, well, when I was there, when it was an all-boys school in the 80s, if you'd worn a skirt, you would have been battered and bruised a little bit. Thankfully, things have changed a little bit since the 1980s. Thankfully. Right, now let's upgrade these roads to allow for parking outside of the residence houses, which is going to help for our parking, because we've got the realistic parking switched on, which is why we have all of that parking up the dirt road, because there's nowhere for people to park. Nowhere for them to park. Well, we're fixing that. They can park outside the houses now. And of course, with the buses running as well, they can jump on the bus. They've got all of the options. Now, let's call this a no parking area. I'll get there in a moment. There we go. No parking up here at all. When I got to the top, I noticed that my railway lines, my hidden railway lines, were clipping through the underside of the rock. So we might go and try and do a little fix up there in a few moments as well, maybe. Yeah, well, I think we'll get rid of most of these grass-lined roads. Yeah, left a couple in for decorative purposes only. And then, yes, I do need to come out here and fix this properly. But by now, I was getting hungry and tired and wanted to start editing. So I started editing, which meant it was time to call it a day. So anyway, that's it from the island, a free to view island. First 8 episodes are there up and free for you to watch. If you want to keep up with the island, yeah, now's the perfect time for you to join me over. Link is in the description, or you can just hit that join button down below, and your $2 a month will really help the channel along. Thank you so much for that one, for every bit of support you give me. And I try and replicate? No, I don't replicate. Reciprocate, there you go, with more and more good quality stuff back once you are supporting me. Thank you so much. Anyway, so that's it. Thanks for watching, for commenting, for liking, and for subscribing. And I will be back Monday to Saturday, as always, with What's Map and all of the usual stuff. The chart show, the viewer's choice, and tutorials when I get the time. I've been BonBonB. You've been very, very welcome. Thank you for joining me for this little top-up. It was a top-up show of the island. And we'll be back with something a bit different very, very soon. Thanks for watching. Take care.